What are special interest groups? What do they do?
A special interest group, or SIG, is a group that tries to influence people who run a government in order to help a particular business, cause, or industry.
They often seek or receive special advantages, typically through political lobbying and monetary funds.
There are positive and negative aspects to special interest groups. On the one hand, they give a voice to the American people. They can play a huge role in how citizens participate in democracy by giving people a way to show who and what they support.
Even the teachers' union and PETA are special interest groups. They are not all run by large corporations. Initially, special interest groups were meant to give people a way to influence government to their liking.
However, there are many special interest groups formed by extremely wealthy businesses or individuals that take advantage of this influence. Instead of donating an amount of money to a cause they believe in, they fund money into a candidate's campaign, usually a candidate that they hand selected.
According to Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission, the Supreme Court declared money, or really the way money is spent, is just another aspect of the freedom of speech, and there is no limit on how much money an organization can donate or use.
From local elections to even presidential elections, the candidates that have the most funding from special interest groups have a significantly higher amount of wins. In fact, 84% in the House and 64% in the Senate who spent more money than their opponents won their election. The average cost of winning a seat in the House of Representatives is $1.1 million, and in the Senate it's $6.5 million. The most expensive seat that was bought in the House is $10 million, or was $10 million, and the most expensive seat bought in the Senate was $35 million.
In 2008, the year President Barack Obama won his first term as president, he outspent his competitor John McCain 2-1.
How do we solve this? Our proposed solution is passing a constitutional amendment to allow for referendums at a federal level. This would allow for legislation to be passed that is voted on directly by voters, bypassing Congress who have a vested interest in not having reforms on money in politics.
This is a bipartisan issue. Both Democrats and Republicans play dirty when it comes to funding politicians, and according to a recent poll, both Democrat and Republican voters disapprove of this method of buying elections by more than 85% each. Yet the candidates that spend the most money on their campaigns always seem to win, and this is not how democracy should work.
That is why we propose this amendment to bring back the democracy in America.
The second part of our plan is to add another constitutional amendment that clearly defines campaign contributions and lobbying as not being protected under the First Amendment.
This second amendment would allow for referendums to tackle the issue of money in politics without it being ruled unconstitutional.
The last part would be to launch 2 referendum votes. First, to limit the campaign contributions of individuals, special interest groups, and super PACs to $75,000. Second, to bring more transparency by making who donated and who the donation went to publicly available.
In conclusion, both parties abuse campaign contributions and allow them to influence elections. The average voter disapproves of the way current campaign financing works, yet Congress refused to make this an issue, which is why we must go around them. Our first proposed constitutional amendment would give the people of America more power in their voices, and our second proposed amendment would allow for necessary reforms to be passed via referendums. I'm Vice President Casey Thielhart, and I approve of this message.
I am the Senate Majority Whip, Eric Berkey, and I approve of this message.
I'm Senate Majority Leader Amanda Araki, and I approve of this message.